Hello, my name is Gustavo, but you can call me BATGUS. And this is a new playlist that I'm creating here in the channel. A playlist of commentaries about the episodes of Batman the Animated Series. That's right. So I'm gonna at least try to comment all the episodes of this TV show that is my favorite TV show of all time, obviously, right? And the episodes of Batman the Animated Series are still something that I love to watch from time to time. And every time I'm feeling low or sad, or I just open my box set of DVDs with the episodes from the first, second, or third season, and I start to play them in my Blu-ray player, and it's just too fun. So I thought, you know what? Since I have this new channel about Batman, why not to comment these episodes and share my feelings and thoughts about watching them and talk about the stories, talk about what I like about each episode. Because to talk about Batman the Animated Series as a whole, you're always gonna miss some detail or some feeling that you like to share about each individual episode and story, and also about the features, right? The long features that are Batman the Mask of the Phantasm. We also have Batman Sub-Zero and etc. Anyway, these are going to be also episodes on this playlist. But let's go, guys. If you have your Batman the Animated Series box set, or do you have in some streaming, you can play the episode along with me, and we can watch together as I comment on the episodes. And that's what we're going to do now. I'm going to start a countdown so we can start the episode together. I'm going to give it a play right here in my Blu-ray player, and you can give it a play in your streaming or also device. Okay? So let's go. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And we start with the Warner Brothers logo that transforms into this Zeppelin. And we have our classic intro of the episodes with the bank robbery, the guys fleeing from the scene. Then we have Batman coming out of the Batcave in his Batmobile. It's such a iconic and triumphant, should I say, intro. You know, it completely sums it up. What is this character? How the tone of this animation is going to be, right? And it's so classic. It also serves, at least for me, it always served as a kind of introduction to the character, like it is a resume of his first night out as Batman, but not necessarily. And then we have the episode. The first episode is on Leather Wings, right? That will feature Man-Bat, and we also have these always these paintings that show the title in the beginning of the episode that I always loved. I thought that it was something that should be continued in the following series of the other animation series. And then we have the scene where we have the two cops inside the Zeppelin, and Man-Bat goes by flying near their window. It's great because this first episode is very bold, I think, in terms of introducing a character that is not the most famous of the Rogues Gallery, but is one of my favorites, at least. I love when Batman faces a monster. And I think it's a bold decision to start this series with this episode, with this villain, because it starts with this plot that mixtures horror with suspense, and also this mystery of who is the Man-Bat, right? And also this animation is very dark. In the first frames of the scene with Man-Bat flying across the skies and the city of Gotham, you can see that the whole thing is just black. There's no lighting, the buildings or in the in anything. And inside the pharmaceuticals that the Man Bat is going to break into, there is this cop there, security guard, playing with his recorder. And inside the place is also very dark. Actually, I think this is one of the darkest episodes, right? Because since it was the first one, they were trying to set the tone of shadows and it's a horror mood in all the throughout all the plots of this episode. And now the Man Bat appears. We only see his silhouette, which is great to set the mystery of who is this monster. And he throws the guard out of the window, uh, um, which is also something very bizarre because obviously puts suspicions over a bat figure, and this can be Batman. Then we have this the meeting between some of the main characters in the animation. Harvey Bullock is introduced with Jim Gordon, Commissioner Gordon, and the mayor, which is also a important figure in the series. And then they're talking about the whole let's chase the Batman, let's put him in jail. And then we have none other than the district attorney, Harvey Dent, flipping his coin already, right? And telling the guys of the police that if the Bullock if Bullock can put Batman on prison, he can judge, right, the Batman, or he can sentence him to a jail time. But we all know that the one who committed this crime against the security guard was not Batman, and but the newspapers already tell that the police is after Batman because he's the main suspect. And then we have the introduction of our character, a completely how could I say this? It's a very interesting intro because it shows Batman relaxing on his Batcave, reading the newspaper with Alfred talking about what happened in the pharmaceuticals. And it almost seems like we already know him, right? We have already been watching many episodes with this character, and it's not the first time we see him in this animation specifically. But no, right? It's the first time we see Batman, and he's just basically chilling out on the Batcave and reading a newspaper with a coffee that Alfred serves him. Anyway, he puts the newspaper aside and goes into the Batmobile that has a great intro scene showing it going across the road, heading straight to Gotham City. And the city in the background is so dark that you cannot even see the lighting on windows or something like that, right? So dark, so beautiful. Beautifully animated series, right? Then we have Batman entering the pharmaceuticals, and he's going to investigate what happened there. There is this couple that is hooking up, these two scientists hooking up, and they see the bat figure going by their window, which is scares them and makes them think that he's back, even though the first time was not Batman. And he also, as a detective, it's very interesting to see in this scene the methods he used to uncover some mystery or to get some clues and the gadgets that he uses, right? The police is warned that Batman is in the pharmaceuticals, and so now Bullock gets all the cops and the police cars to head straight there, including a SWAT team that is very interesting. And one of the things that we can see, and it is mentioned by the creators during these scenes, is that the cars and all the things in Gotham City are very retro style. There's no the current architecture of the buildings, of the cars, of the vehicles is very I will not know what year exactly, what time, but it's very retro in terms of the style. And this is one of the most interesting things about this animation. This design is very particular of the universe that Batman inhabits. And we have him getting some clues at the pharmaceuticals. He gets a little fur of a bat, and he also uses this kind of a visor that gives a zoom into the fur. And it's very interesting because it's already a interesting gadget that he never used again, I think, in the series. It's the first and only time he uses to zoom on images and to see them in a brighter light than in the dark environment that he is. Then the cops raid into the building of the pharmaceuticals, Phoenix Pharmaceuticals, should I say. Jim Gordon arrives, and we already know that there is this kind of alliance between Gordon and Batman because Gordon mentions that there was another attack in another pharmaceuticals in Gotham City. At the same time, the Batman is breaking into this building, so it cannot be him. He cannot be in both places at the same time. Then the SWAT team starts to chase the Batman. It's a fun scene because you can see the methods of Batman of how to escape. He uses some gas bombs to make the cops back away, and he also uses the darkness to hide from them. It's very, very interesting in the way it sets this character and how he acts, right? He gets one of the cops and he does this silence sign with the finger in the mouth in order to disarm him. And then one of the cops in the SWAT team gets a bomb, a gas bomb that he will throw into the room Batman is, but he doesn't know that there are some there is gasoline there, and that causes a huge explosion, which Batman is forced to throw himself with the police guard or the SWAT team member, should I say, that he got before, and basically escape the building in a very acrobatic way. It's great. It's just great. What makes me wonder, he escapes the explosion and heads into the darkness of an alley, just vanishes in front of the cops. But the explosion was so huge, it should have killed the other guards, I guess, right? But they are never mentioned or seen again. So anyway, then we have the introduction of Bruce Wayne without the bat suit, and he has this brown tuxedo that he wears during all the series, right? At least it's his main wardrobe for the whole show. And he goes to visit this this very interesting fella that is a scientist who knows a lot about bats, and he works in the laboratory that we're gonna see our main bad guy in the episode, Kirk Langstrom, right? He's also the father. This guy is also the father of the wife of Kirk Langstrom, Nancine. And Bruce Wayne has this argument with the scientist about bats, and that he thinks that these are the animals that will populate the earth after the great wars, or after the world is over. He loves so much bats that he says that they will rule the world after the whole destruction of the planet caused by the humans. And then we have Kirk Langstrom being introduced to us. A very nonchalant guy and very, uh, talkative fella. Just a guy that is completely out of suspicions for being the one that we know that he is in the end, right? Before the final reveal, we this character is introduced in a way that we don't actually suspect of him being this monster in secret. Then during the raid in the pharmaceuticals, Phoenix Pharmaceuticals, Batman got the recorder that the cop was using to play in the beginning of the episode, the security guard that was attacked by Man-Bat, and he ended up recording the noises of the bat, the monster that attacked him. So he gives this recorder to Kirk Langstrom in order for them to analyze the bat sounds and give him an answer. But the scientist calls him back calls the mansion, Wayne Manor, back and says that the noises are caused by, or the noises were from normal bats, brown bats, which causes Batman to be suspicious over this guy because he knows this is not true. It was not a brown bat that attacked the guard. And it's a very funny scene because Batman is listening to the sounds while Alfred goes, "Are you listening to heavy metal now, sir?" One of the best jokes of this episode. And he knows by the computer analysis that the brown bat sounds are not actually true. What the answer that the scientist gave him is not the truth. So he will go after the laboratory that he just went to talk with the scientist, and as Batman now to get the real answers. Although he believes that the scientist, the father of Nancy Langstrom, I completely forgot his name now, is the real Man-Bat, or at least hides a secret. And then we see this hands. We see a frame of some hands in the laboratory burning the tape that Bruce Wayne gave the scientist, and also burning the fur of the bat that he gave him to erase evidences. After that, we also see the same hands, because they are using gloves, taking kind of a formula inside a glass, and we all know that this formula, this thing, this substance, is the thing that transforms the Man-Bat. So Batman is now back at the laboratory, where we're gonna have the beginning of the climax of the episode. It's a very quick episode for 20 minutes. I always thought. I think it's because the plot moves so fast that it doesn't let you relax, right? So the episode goes by faster than usual, But I guess it's just an impression. Anyway, now Kirk Langstrom and Batman have a conversation, and this is where we get the reveal that Kirk is actually the Man-Bat. He is actually a kind of monster, and the doctor and the monster kind of thing, right? Almost like that character from literature. He transforms into a monster right in front of the Batman. It's a great scene. The transformation is very well animated. We finally get a view of the Man-Bats, right? We finally get the look, the visual of the Man-Bat. And for animation in the 90s, is very good, I think. It's a very interesting design. It's not so scary for kids, although it is a scary concept. So Batman and the Man-Bat has this little fight in the lab, but then and Nancine enters the lab and sees the monster, and it seems that the monster shows some signs of humanity because he gets kind of embarrassed for his own look, his own nature, right? So he escapes through the window, and there we have the best action scene of the episode where Batman uh, shoots his grappling hook on the leg of the Man-Bat and gets dragged by him across the air with the Man-Bat. And they both fly across the sky at night. It's a great visual for this animation and a great action scene. They actually fly towards the Zeppelin transport with the cops. And we had this great, in my opinion, one of the best shots of the episode where we had this continuous shot of the Man-Bat dragging Batman across the sky, and they fly nearby the Zeppelin balloon. A great scene. It's completely done in sequence without cuts. Then we have Harvey Bullock entering the police helicopter, and he is almost stopped by Gordon because he's in his paranoia or his obsession with trying to put the Batman on jail. You know, he's committing these mistakes, and Gordon doesn't like that. So we have this funny scene where Gordon enters the chopper, and after that, Bullock has to grab into the door of the chopper to enter it as well. And then we continue with the action scene of the Man-Bat flying with Batman across the sky, then enter this construction building, and they fly in the middle of these metal bars. It's so great, so fun, the scene. I love it. And that makes me wonder about a live action version of this. Would be so fun. Would be one of my dreams is to see a Man-Bat live action story, you know. I think it's possible in the future, but I would like to see a whole movie with the Man-Bat because it's one of my favorite characters, and I would like to see this story being portrayed as this dark gothic horror, and with the Batman facing this villain. It would be so good. It would be so great. And then the chase ends with Batman basically putting his hand on the eyes of the Man-Bat to make him blind, and they both hit a wall of a building, which is a violent impact, and Batman gets very hurt by that because you can see blood in his mouth, which is something that I don't think it happened later in the series again. It never happened again. We see blood or bruises as brutal as this one, but it is the first episode, so they're trying different things. And then he finds a solution to the substance that transformed the Dr. Langstrom into Man-Bat, and he's able to create antidote that transforms him back into the man, just the man now. And he takes him back to the laboratory where we have the ending of the episode. Great episode. I like this kind of episodes that are horror-based with monsters. Batman facing some kind of monster. We're going to have a lot of them in this series. And this is it, guys. The episode is over. Thank you so much. I intend to do more and more of these commentaries during the next few weeks. And I hope you enjoyed to watch this episode with me. If you are liking this content, please leave a like in the video and subscribe to the channel for more commentaries and other videos about Batman. Thank you so much, and see you in the next video.